Well, that certainly didn't take long. I'm Brant Parsons with Josh Robbins. The Orlando Magic have found a head basketball coach. Frank Vogel coming in to take the reins after Scott Skiles' resignation. Vogel comes in from Indiana Pacers, where his contract was not renewed. He became a hot coaching commodity. Certainly one that a lot of teams out there may have been interested in getting him, but the Magic are the ones that got to secure him in this coaching search.
That's correct, and the fact that the Houston Rockets, the New York Knicks, particularly the Memphis Grizzlies, all have vacancies, made the Magic go much more quickly with this search than they've gone with their two most recent searches, the searches that led to Jacques Vaughn, the search that led to Scott Skiles last year, and they now have their guy, Frank Vogel, who spent 6 seasons with the Indiana Pacers.
6 successful seasons with the Indiana Pacers. I think anybody would look at his time there as successful. They only missed the playoffs one time, reached the conference finals twice. When when his name became an option out there, most pundits would say he was one of the top guys. What makes this connection work so well, or what was it about Orlando maybe that attracted him here, and what was about him that maybe attracted Orlando to him? I mean, this is quite a connection that they're making.
Well, I'll be interested to hear why he was interested in the Magic. Certainly you could say, for example, that the Memphis Grizzlies have at least Marc Gasol, granted coming off an injury, Zach Randolph in the fold, a little old, but certainly could play and can win with them. But in terms from the Magic's perspective, the Magic have been looking for, over this long protracted search of 4 or 5 days, a coach who puts the emphasis on the defensive end of the court. Frank Vogel is certainly that. He coached 5 full seasons in Indiana. In every one of those seasons, the Pacers ranked in the top 10 in the league in fewest points allowed per possession. Essentially, that's what's known as defensive rating or defensive efficiency. So he's done that. I would like to call everyone's attention to one season in particular, not the 15-16 season, but the 14-15 season, where Paul George missed almost the entire year because of a gruesomely broken leg. Pacers finished 38-44 that season. In some ways, that was Vogel's very best coaching job. It's impressive. You can argue he got the very most out of the Pacers that year, and then also again this year, taking the Toronto Raptors to the brink in the first round of the playoffs to 7 games. That's not a small accomplishment. And to get NBA players to consistently play defense, that's also not a small accomplishment. It's something that I think really tipped the scales in his favor.
And the last question on this, you talk about his coaching style. What can we expect, or what would you expect? I mean, it's still early, and we're still waiting to maybe know exactly how he envisions the Magic lineup, but what can we expect this Magic team to look like playing style-wise under a Vogel coaching heading into the coming year?
It's interesting because, as you remember, Larry Bird essentially jettisoned Vogel. I mean, Vogel wanted to remain in Indiana, and yet Larry Bird, who everyone respects, basically cut him loose. And that day, I'm digressing here, but that day, Bird said it quite accurately. He said, "We're Hoosiers. Aside from today, we treat everyone well." So, which I thought was a very bright quote, and I thought it was apt for him to say that. It was very telling, I thought. I think that the Magic will be similar to the Pacers in the sense that the Pacers did a great job of deflecting passes, certainly did a great job deflecting passes against the Magic last year. And I think the Magic have, at the bare minimum right now, with Elfrid Payton, Victor Oladipo, Aaron Gordon, 3 potential defensive stalwarts who can get into passing lanes, who can generate turnovers. In that sense, I expect those Pacers' ways to infiltrate with the Magic, something that certainly those 3 players who I mentioned are capable of doing.
Well, it is happened quickly. No summer-long coaching search, which I'm sure makes you happy, but
I decline comment respectfully.
The Orlando Magic have made a head coaching hire. Frank Vogel coming in to take the reins as the Magic head coach. For Josh Robbins, I'm Brant Parsons. Follow all the coverage of this breaking news at OrlandoSentinel.com.